Hello, welcome to Rewrite Your Reality with Reese. I am your host. Today, going to talk about specific people in your life. Everyone is a specific person in your life, but I know obviously when you see the titles and the names of the videos, you're thinking about the lover or specific people in your life that you are in love with or love or want in your life again, possibly, or just have a better relationship with them, like parents or siblings or friends, things like that. So what's really going on here? Who is this you? When we talk about can you manifest your specific person, when we speak about manifesting that specific persons, SPs, the common idea is that you are trying to change them, right? That's where we start, that's where we feel, that's what we feel that we have to do. And it kind of feels that way because when you're looking at it from a 3D point of view, there's a person who doesn't like you and you want to change that idea that, hey, they like me, right? And you go about this quite typically and normally, and I'm sure we've all done that at some point or experienced that at some point. But here's the thing, you are recreating that moment right then and there in that moment because it's gone. The truth is actually far more expensive. So what's really going on? You are never just manifesting them. Like, you are never just manifesting a pen out of thin air. You are never just manifesting a shirt, a pile of money, whatever, right? You are manifesting you, your true self, not your physical you, your higher self, the higher self that you are, the consciousness that you are, the power that you are, reality that you are, God that you are, everything that you are, every little word that can refer to infinity, including infinity, is what you are. Just get that for this moment, right? Imagine your concept of what infinity means. Whatever that means to you, you are infinity. Imagine for a moment that concept of infinity, personify it with its own ability to be infinity and think about itself, know itself as infinity. That's actually what you are, right? You can just draw infinity in your mind, whatever that looks like, give it eyes, mouth, and a nose, and have it start talking to you. That might as well be you, right? You are that. Experiencing yourself as every part of what infinity actually is. That higher self is I am. I am that I am. That's what the burning bush told Moses, right? I am that I am. And if you realize yourself as the higher self, if you have seen yourself as the higher self, you now know God as your higher self. Because there is no separation between God, you, your higher self, and anything else in your experiencing of 3D reality. Right? And with 3D reality is only a dimension where these objects exist in fullness, but as a singular frame of that fullness. Right? So you in the 3D, the identity you are playing in your point of view. Them, whomever, me, other people in your life, people out the window, whomever. Everything else and everyone else, this pen, the TV, my shirt, your shirt, whatever, it's all your higher self expressed as that. Infinity being a shirt, infinity being a pen, infinity being a video, infinity being my glasses, infinity being you, infinity being me. It's all the same infinity being something else, knowing itself by being that and not being everything else. You see, when infinity is being the pen, the black pen, it's not being the green pen, but it is simultaneously being the green pen and not being the black pen. So it can simultaneously experience itself as being the green pen and being the black pen. That's what it's doing. It's all the same consciousness, yes. And if you break it down further, and this is where, people rely on physics to know this, but if you start from God first, it's a little easier. But breaking it all down, this is nothing more than energy. It's just energy manifested as this. When you really break it down, all it is atoms. What are the atoms? The atoms are just energy compiled in a different arrangement. This is literally just two separate arrangements of atoms, right? Of energy. Because atoms are physical matter and energy is physical matter in a wave form, right? E equals mc squared. Energy equals mass times the speed of light squared. So you can rearrange that to equate them as energy is equal to matter. It's the same thing. It's the same concept. There's no difference between. That's why light can be a wave and matter at the same time. You can interact with matter and it can be a wave and pass through it. Right? Little physics lesson for a second. Right? No, not a perfect physics lesson. That was a bit of an ad lib from what I know. Just saying it. But back to what we were talking about. So when you imagine your specific person loving you, wanting you, choosing you, it's not about manipulating other people or another person. It is about realizing that your higher self is manifesting as both you and them together, aligned in the version of reality where that story is already true. And you, as your higher self, are experiencing that story through your physical eyes. But it is also experiencing that story simultaneously through their physical eyes. But what they are experiencing is none of your business, none of your problem, and nothing to do with you. I know it seems a bit weird, but it's because all choices are made in every single moment and already been experienced by your same higher self. It's just experiencing your version of whatever path you decide to take. But you've taken all of them simultaneously. Look at it like this. Say there is a specific person that you are looking at and they are looking at you. From their point of view, they can see you go left and they can see you go right. From your point of view, you chose to go left. You made a free will choice to go left. No one can dictate that free will choice from you. Your free will choice of going left and right may not correlate with whatever they are choosing in their version of reality. So even though you went right in your free will choice of reality, from their point of view, they can make two choices. Whatever two choices they make indicate whether they see you go left or they see you go right. Because those two versions of you going left and right simply exist. It's another version of reality that you are just not seeing. From their point of view, they made a choice. They saw you go right because you are correlated now. From their point of view, maybe they did something else and you went left, and that's their experiencing of reality. But those four versions, one going left, one going right, one going left, one going right, from both points of view, all four of those realities simply exist. They exist together simultaneously. Because they exist together and simultaneously, you are never interfering with anyone else's point of view, point of choice, point of free will. Because you're only exercising your free will to experience a choice that you already made that correlates with everyone else's choice that they already made. So you're never doing anything. That's why every single person exists in their infinite form in every single moment. Because if you know yourself that in every single moment you can experience an infinite number of choices, that must mean everyone else is experiencing the same thing. But what you are experiencing of them is what choice that correlates with you. And from their point of view, no matter what choice they make, they are experiencing whatever choice everyone else made that correlates with them. Because you are always choosing from your point of view to experience a part of reality that already exists, that's already done, that was already experienced, because every relationship dynamic, whether it's together or apart, already exists right now. Every story is already playing out somewhere in some form. The physical you is simply one point of view. The specific person is another point of view. Infinite. So free will is never actually interfered with. Because in infinite choice, all versions of reality already exist. And your point of view naturally encounters the version that matches the identity you have chosen. Because in your point of view, you are the only power that matters. The power of absolute choice, creating and having created what that choice represents. The actual brand new reality of said choice. So you don't force anyone to do anything. You are naturally shifting to the version of them who is already aligned with that state. So, you made a choice now. Here comes the question. Why do I feel like I'm waiting? Why do I feel like I'm waiting a year, 2 years, 3 months, 7 years, whatever it is? Because waiting means you are identifying with the version of yourself that doesn't have it yet, constantly measuring the gap. Before you put something in the oven, you are basically just waiting to put it in the oven so it kind of can go off on its own, right? Being means you know that you turn the dial, you set the numbers, the timer is running, you just don't know what that timer is in your reality other than it started. And the unfolding in the three-dimensional world might look like it's not yet, might look like it's not cooking, but it doesn't matter because you know you set it, you know it's happening. You know I am identifying with that version of myself that I desire to be no matter what because I am reality. Your higher self has already arranged the whole bridge of incidents, bridge of events, bridge of identity. Not so you can become the version of you that you desire to be, but experiencing yourself as the version of yourself that you desire to be right now in every moment. Even before you are eating, while the food is cooking, you are being the version of yourself who ate that food. Even if it is staring into the oven, watching the food cook, you're still being the version of you by knowing that that is who you identify with, the person who has eaten that. I am the person who ate that. Because in my awareness, that's who I am. I assume that is what's unfolding. As I persist in it, it hardens into fact. Because even though an assumption, assumed false, if persisted in, will harden into fact. Never got that. Right? That came out of nowhere. So your specific person in your imagination is actually real. It's not a fantasy. It's real because it is your higher self being both of you at once. Your imagined you is not your true self. The imagined them is not a puppet. The true self is your higher self expressing as both. Plus the whole reality that makes it possible, brand new, not touched by any other part of reality whatsoever. This is why imagination is the creative act, planting the seed of fulfillment absolutely and utterly, and you returning to that idea is the nurturing of said seed, right? It's not rehearsal, it is reality creation at the source level of, there's levels of dimension. This is level 5 basically, where you are I am awareness, knowing and choosing from an infinite number of level 4 identities, the identity that I am in that relationship, I am who I desire to be, or whatever, expressing that unfolding. So when you're manifesting them, or your physical self, you are actually manifesting you as your higher self. The physical you and your specific person are both expressions of the same source. Your choice of identity determines which version of them and you, physically, show up in your story. You don't need to wait, chase, or fix anything in the three-dimensional world. That's not your job. Your only role is to live as the one who already is, in the assumption that I am who I desire to be already. It's unfolding perfectly. Because at a higher level, you actually already are that. It's already within you. It's already yours. You are infinity, a bag of infinity. Everything is done. Your higher self is being you, being them, and being the unfolding story all at once. That's why it must come to pass. And this is Reality with Aris. I am your host. Thank you all for being here. Much love to you. Infinite light. Thank you for the liking, the sharing, the subscribing, the commenting, the love. Truly, I really appreciate it and I'm very grateful for all of you. Thank you. TikTok page available. A lot of comments popping in and out. A lot of people asking questions, loads of questions. Goodness. But it's fun. It's wonderful. It expands awareness because you realize how much of the answer is actually you are just that with an infinite number of questions. So there's an infinite number of realities basically because there's an infinite number of questions, but the answer is always the same. I am it. Facebook page, Read at Your Reality with Aris. You can find me on Facebook there. You can drop in, check out physical posts that are there on the same topics, and you can ask questions and you can answer questions that people post. My email is in the description box below. You can get a hold of me with that. That being said, much love, much light, and I will see you all in the next one.